Okay, here we are on Saturday night. Hello, Megaleech. That is an old hello. I'm guessing he's still around somewhere. Okay, I got it. The framing of this is wrong. Why am I over there? I need to move the camera over here. That's a bit better. I prefer that framing. All right. Yeah, okay. So get this show on the... Oh, my God. Okay, I need chickens in charge because... I'm going to ease it. I am going to make a cocktail. And I actually have to go out and get an ingredient. Come on, chickens. You'll be sad to discover there are still virtually no chickens here, Megaleech. Almost non-existent, a mere 3 of them. What's this one? There we go. Oh God, where are my cameras? Jesus fuck. That's there. That's it's just in the next room. God. I am all over the shop, honestly. Give me my camera. Oh, that was not a good noise. Whenever I hear noises like glass, nothing broke, by the way. Rebellious chickens. All right. Strictly saying, you're agreeing that was not a good noise. The noise of something impacting glass in this room. I'm never happy about it. But it was just a chicken head hitting one of the bottles. No harm done. All right, take 2. Are you fuckers going to behave this time? Come on. Because a sensible person would do something less precarious than what I'm doing. Are they going to sit there? They don't seem to be moving. I didn't even put the banner on. Chickens in... Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I got it together. Strictly... Ditched early, legendary Discord server started screaming. Nice, but that's good. Last night, doing friends video watching. That sounds good. I mean, it was an interesting bit of variety having a couple of friends over, and we had a few drinkies. Anyway, I got to go out and get an ingredient. Then I'm going to make one video. I think that's all I'm going to make tonight. I think I forgot something else. Just need to check the Serving suggestion for this one. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, that's not great. A Marlon Wayans film. Chog the Great. Yes, it happens occasionally when I'm doing something rather than relating directly to the stream. The chickens are in charge, and I'm just getting ready. So chickens. What are we doing? Looking up a cocktail. Okay, so this is coffee infused salt. What a ridiculous idea. Combined 3 parts coarse ground coffee, 2 parts salt. I am not doing that. Megalich, I am going to put some thought into it because I don't know how I'd get more chickens on display. And I do appreciate that bit of wordplay. A poultry 3, or do you mean a poultry 3? Technically right. Okay. All right. So I've got the serving suggestion. So I have to go out and get sodding ice. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with clear ice because this is going to be a very dark drink. A song about hey it's Saturday, chickens sing in the mood. Oh, what is it? Someone squeaking a rubber chicken? There are all sorts of videos online of people using rubber chickens to do songs. They get quite inventive. Don't forget what you're doing. Just got to go and get a big chunk of ice. Oh, lawsy. That was longer than I expected because I was thinking of things. Here's Arthur. All right, so I have an atomizer that I haven't used since I bought it, and this there we go. All right, so calls for a spritz of peated whiskey. Where's my peated whiskey? Talisker single malt. All right. Look at this, like a cute little funnel. Put in my. How does that make it easier? Anyway, I'll put a little bit of scotch in here. All right, that's plenty. Put that in there for appearance's sake. And now, see, I got a little spritzer. I do like breath freshener, but it's Scotch whiskey. Hey, who's that? Hozo? Hozo1 on Twitch? Hello. Just going to do my spritz of Scotch mist breath freshener. You might be surprised to learn spritzing Scotch into your mouth is a weird sensation. Right. I'm using my atomizer for the first time. Okay, so chicken's in charge. I'm going to set things up. This will be very quick. I'm just doing a short video. And then I'm just going to sit down for the evening. But I like the sound of this. I want to try it. Okay, so this involves moving some shit around. Just temporarily. Okay. Okay, and my GoPro. So I'm a pro who likes to go, yo. I'm problematic. Okay, so this is set up. Now, I am going to do my favorite garnishes with this. Oh, Christ, which means going out again. Can then bring in a cocktail skewer. Fuck was I thinking? Okay. Involves disappearing one more time. I swear to God, I'll more or less have my shit together after this. Okay. Squizima, very briefly. Oh, neat. So you're seeing my theme musically about the 100 Years' War. It's the anniversary of the Battle of Crecy, which was a very interesting battle. Right? Okay. Jesus Christus. Maybe I've got my shit together now. Crazy numbers. Yes, it was absolutely wild. I'll do a detailed talk on it, but the English were outnumbered by the French like 2-1, and it was a fucking slaughter. The French just fucked up royally, literally. Members of French aristocracy and royalty were there. Right. Okay. Doing this. And doing this. Okay. Get my recipe. Ugh. All right. Let's get this happening. Okay. So, aged rum. Well, I got shit heaps of this El Dorado because it was on special. So we'll do that and that. Okay. And I'll stab. You can't really see me back here. Stab a cherry. Yep. The number of cherries has gone down enough that they can escape. As that felt like I got. Oh, there I got one. They get more difficult to get as the jar depletes a bit. Okay, so we are going to stir this. So put the stirring glass there. And, well, I guess let's just get fucking ready, boy. Okay. Get ready, because here I come now. Okay, I need to... Never met a man make me the way that you do. It's alright. Look out, baby, because here I come. Might as well pour the first one out and be ready. Get ready. I think this is going to be really yummy, actually. Start. So, the rum. Sipping to mez. The sweet vermouth. And that is actually that. Okay, let's get some ice in there. Put the lid on my little ice thing. Okay, get that happening. Oh, that's tasting rather rich. Okay. Strain this in. Okay, donezo. Okay. Ooh, now the whole room smells like peated whiskey. All right, turn on the audio recorder. Turn on the video recorder. Zoom in a little bit. I think that's about right. Now, let me just double check that framing. Possibly just a little bit higher. Okay. Oh wait, the fucking battery's flat. God damn it. Alright, sorry, you're gonna have to excuse me for another 30 seconds as I go out and get another battery. Because I can just see it dying on me. Alright, so with any luck, that's the last time I need to leave the room. I can just sit down. Ugh. Don't fuck around. Okay. Alright. Fucking try again, son. Try that. How does that look? That looks right. New shirt, by the way. I'll move the chickens in a second and do it properly. Okay, so that's ready. And we're off to the races. G'day, cocktail lovers. This drink goes by the charming name of One Last Midnight. And it's essentially a bit of a twist on a rum Manhattan. I saw the ingredients, thought it sounded great, wanted to give it a try, and it does not disappoint. Some great flavors in there. Here's how we make it. In a mixing glass, put 2 ounces or 60 mils of In a mixing glass, put 2 ounces or 60 mils of an aged rum, and then half an ounce or 15 mils of Punta Mez. Follow that with half an ounce or 15 mils of sweet vermouth. Then add ice to the glass, stir for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. Strain that into a rocks glass over a big chunk of ice. For garnish, I'm going to use my favourites, a twist of orange peel and a maraschino cherry on a skewer. As a final touch, do a couple of spritzes or a couple of drops of peated whiskey over the top. A nice rum, the richness of the vermouths, and just that little bit of smoke on the top. A great drink. Give it a try. One last midnight. All right. Now I'm gonna sit Dune. Sit Dune laddie. I've got lots of little things to sample tonight. That's why I just want to sit down and chill out. Having done that as a warm-up. That's my excuse for doing that. That was a warm-up. Alright. Turn that light down. Move that camera. Pull my chair in. Oh, did I not put the Talisker away? Oh shit, I should do a fucking picture. God damn it. Just remembered. Fuck, where's my phone? Enough light? What's that look like? Fuck off, Siri. Hang on a sec, what does this do? Is that enough additional light, maybe? I think it is. That's enough. Turn that around, that's too harsh. Like to bounce it off the wall to give myself nice soft features. Okay, good God. I mean, I got there in the end. After a lot of futzing about. Oh, I'm going to sit down. Okay, chickens, you're no longer in charge. Good Lord. That took me half an hour. Fuck me sideways. Honestly. But now I can chill out. All right. And do I really like this drink? Did I just lie for a video? Maybe needs one less spritz. Where's my spritzer? Anywho, I got to use my spritzer for the first time. Well, Strictly Sega, my thinking is it's awkward at the very least and probably painful. So it's an expression of displeasure. It's not a good feeling. Not a good feeling at all. What do we do in here? I was going to open Discord. That's what I was going to do. Sorry. Strictly Sega shared a Chicken in Charge song on the Discord. I'm not going to play it for concern of getting copyright problems with things. Oh no, when I say fuck me sideways, I don't think that would be lazy sex. That'd be pretty energetic. in Discord news. Oh, yes, you did post you had 2 concerts. Beethoven's 7th at Malvern Hall, 5 p.m. Saturday. I hope it goes well. Ooh, and you'll have your 18th century trumpet on stage. I wonder, I actually just thought of something. What was I going to do? I'm going to play with the image creator. Okay. Thousands of English archers on an open battlefield. I wonder what it does for that, because it doesn't do crowds very well. I'm just deliberately giving it something that I think it won't do well with. I mean, that's not bad. Looks lordy, my bottom's on fire. So I'm just going to spend the evening tasting things, because I have things to taste. Oh, that's actually interesting. It did crowd things. Okay. So playing with this thing saying thousands of English archers are on an open battlefield. Those don't look like archers, but it's done a pretty good crowd. Same deal. They don't look like archers, but certainly lots of little figures there. This would not be bad for lazy background pictures if no one was going to look at them too closely. Oh, I just realized that wasn't the best way to show them. Not terrible, but you know, what are you gonna do? I did see there was a news headline. There might be some sort of attack on Moscow happening. Let's see if I can get a reputable news source. What in the ever-loving fuck is this? Okay, news. Let's see if there's some news. Putin's mafia-style Wagner hit exposed. Well, we don't really know, do we? No, it's just like you start looking at the news headlines, and it's very sucky. Billionaire's shocking working from home confession. "43-year-old chief of Atlassian only goes into the office once every 3 months." So he lives just 6 kilometers from his office. Bought a Point Piper mansion for $130 million last year. His net worth's about $15 billion. Wow. There you go. You could be worth $15 billion and not go into the office. That's not what I was looking for. This relevant to my interests. South Australian spirits industry undergoes astronomical growth, wins international acclaim. Who are they talking about? 100 distillers, gin, whiskey, vodka, rum in South Australia, compared to less than 10 a decade ago. SA government announced a $50,000 grant to investigate export markets and growth opportunities. All right, so we're interviewing someone from Never Never. Big fan of Never Never. They do great stuff. So let's see. Who else have they interviewed? Always keen to see the Minister for Trade says the government will be a big employer. Distilleries exporting, yes. South Australian gins are popular. Prohibition. I've never had Prohibition because their shit's overpriced. Really expensive. Like they just released their first whiskey and it's like $275 or something. And I'm like, dude, well, it might be good, but I'm not spending $275 on it. I spent considerably less on this today. Local distillery I support, Bakery Hill, went to a little tasting event at their new location on the other side of town. And crack this little beauty open. I might. Yeah, I'm going to do a taste off high-end Australian whiskies. I should do it blind, but that takes time to set up, and I don't have the time or disposition to do that. But I'll still have fun and still taste a bunch of whiskies. So, okay, so we are interviewing Prohibition. Oh, actually, I interviewed the two of them. Was it country towns have gin in their names? But there's a town called Gin Gin. You should absolutely start a distillery in Gin Gin and make gin gin gin. Gin cubed. Badgingara, Gin Gin. Yeah, Gin Gin is there. There you go. Master distiller Greg Garnish developed the concept for Outback Gin. See, great minds think alike. They did make gin, gin, gin. I was thinking of going on a holiday to Western Australia later in the year, actually. Western Australia or South Australia? Actually, this tastes a bit better now it's diluted. It's not going on my favourites list, though. Oh, yes, have we seen all the memes about Trump's mugshot? So easy to meme. It's ridiculous. Ex-addict warns of what's to come for Aussies. Ah, yes. Opioids, sure. And fentanyl. Well, our system's not quite as fucked as the US, so I don't know if we'll ever have the sort of problems the US had, but it's not good. Australia's $500 million Antarctic icebreaker, too big to fit under Tasman Bridge to refuel. That seems like a blunder. Quite a smart water bottles and apps. For fuck's sake. Okay, I don't like to be too harsh, but I instantly feel like wanting to slap someone who thinks they need an app to go with their water bottle. Safa, I like the way you think. Why not 2 holidays? Yeah, I need to get around to planning them, or the fucking thing will be all over. I love these fact checks. Yes, they were fake Donald Trump mugshots. Oh, there are old video of plane downed by Wagner Group, falsely linked to Prigozhin. I bet I'm saying his name really wrong. Very bad with foreign pronunciations. I'm miserable. 4-hour commute to work. Yes, I would be miserable and I would not do that fucking job. Oh, God. This is like watching a car crash. I have to look. Hours-long daily commutes, contributing to the worst well-being for young Australia in 2 decades. That sounds fair. Business Council, which has led calls for workers to return to the office, says more investment in infrastructure, not working from home. Again, fucking conservatives, they'll be saying build more roads, which is a rort which costs billions and takes decades. Business Council of Australia, push them into a goddamn dumpster. Honestly, deep, deep hate for these people. It's absolutely ridiculous. Capitalism, it fucking sucks. Why not Zoidberg? Zoidberg is Zoidberg's cousin. Hey, Justin, how are you going, by the way? Oh, Safa, when am I thinking of going? Later in spring. Also going to do the occasional weekend away around here. I have to agree on it with Mrs. Angry and book it, because otherwise time will just disappear. Yeah, I did that. That was a good meme. That one, people comparing the Trump mugshot to the evil portrait in Ghostbusters 2. What was it? Half remembering. I mean, Ghostbusters 2 is a shitty movie. So it was like all those stupid fucking misogynist bros who were going like the all female Ghostbusters ruined a precious bit of my childhood. I was just fuck off. You're so see through with your bullshit. Um, the female Ghostbusters reboot didn't ruin the Ghostbusters legacy. Ghostbusters 2 did. It was fucking terrible and a shameless cash grab. And if you're enough of a fuckwit to lie and say that wasn't a terrible movie, well, how about the really shitty kids animations under the name Ghostbusters that were just fucking cash grabs. So I was just wondering what's in these drawers, because it's a webcam. Huh? Old pictures of young Mr. Angry. Glasses. I have glasses in here. Wow. I had a thing with the reason I'm looking in here is that whole thing with stick-on numbers that I could use for something. I was wondering if it was in here. Cool Japanese erasers. Ooh, and a smashed old phone, or possibly iPods. Probably a phone. Here you see these neat little Japanese erasers. One's in the shape of a fish. One's in the shape of a sushi roll. And I think the other one's some sort of confectionery. Just from Daiso. My glasses. All right. The number things aren't in here, I don't think. Unless they're down there. No, they're not down there. Are they in here? Oh, stupid religious tracts. Got a bunch of those too. See, again, you're a kid, you get sucked into those things. But yeah, even worse than Ghostbusters 2 was the ridiculous TV animations, just really shitty, badly made, cashing in on the Ghostbusters name. So all those fuckwits are going like, oh no, the female Ghostbusters that ruined my job. It's fuck off. Honestly. Got no time for that bullshit. No time at all. But, life goes on. According to some, long after the thrill of living is gone. I cannot get over this consistent argument of these fuckwit business lobby groups going, oh, you have to go back to the office for these businesses. What part of capitalism don't you get? If demand for a product or service no longer exists, me personally, I'd like various services and amenities to be state subsidized, if not funded. But you don't want that, you capitalist fucks. And it's just like, it's so see-through. They're so fucking ugh. They've got no internal consistency or integrity. They fucking suck. What else is going on? Swimming ban in an island paradise has impacted local tourism, but are shark nets in colonies? No, stay the fuck out of the shark's water. Fury over bikini-clad woman on hotel table. Oh my god, what's this going to be? Model covered in chocolate. Italian hotel had a bikini-clad model covered in chocolate in the center of table at a family buffet. Oh, wow. Seems very Italian, though. Okay. Popular baby names. Why do people... All right, now I've seen that. Perth property manager blames bad tenants for increased homelessness. Again, real estate agent. Should we just set them all on fire? Well, okay, most movies, even art movies, they're made with the intent of making money. But there's a difference between making something and making the best product you can while still hoping to make money for your product, and just rushing out a completely substandard, uh, uh, shoddy product to cash in on the popularity of a franchise or an actor or a meme or what the fuck ever. There's a difference between. And Noog, hello. Well, see, that's the whole thing, Chog. It's the whole idea that we should be forced to pay businesses to exist, which is what these dickheads with their go back to the office in the city talk are just straight out saying. All these businesses need, like, dude, fuck off. So Strict saying nowadays, big budget, they're fine tuned. Yeah. Well, all entertainment and arts goes through phases. Yes, I believe most people were entertained by Oppenheimer. And I didn't have a hangover. I did wake up about 4:30 a.m. needing to pee, and I had a very slight headache. So I took a headache tablet, went back to bed, and then didn't have a headache. Yeah. And Disney is a fucking capitalist machine with cashing in on franchises. Well, so here's the thing, Safa. I think it's almost inevitable that some amount of commercial real estate is going to get repurposed for accommodation. But to actually change the structure of those buildings to be suitable for accommodation would actually be a major and very expensive undertaking. Chog, capitalism does not ensure the best product. That is true. Well, as it exists in the world today, it's definitely an engine of exploitation. Office buildings into football ovals and parks. Yeah, obviously, possibly tongue in cheek saying demolish them, but yeah, we have as a society have made a lot of mistakes. Suggestion saying these are the public servant responsible for robo-debt, forcing your department back into the office. She's ex-military. Well, doesn't seem like a great person. That's all I'm going to say. Do I get drinking headaches? Well, I mean, it depends. I think for most people, if you have 3 or 4 drinks, and I guess I mean double that in standard drinks. So if you get to the stage where over the course of an evening, you're having 6 or 7 standard drinks, so that's like 3 or 4 cocktails, a half a dozen beers, half a dozen wines, you are going to probably get a headache at some level. It varies from person to person. 4 drinks last night. Well, for some people, 4 drinks is plenty to feel a bit queasy afterwards. But yeah. I rarely drink enough to feel really rat shit the next day. Usually the worst I am is tired because I stay up too late and don't get enough sleep. That's usually the worst I get, tired. And yes, Alex and Amaris, they didn't complain of a hangover. They did message me this morning saying, that was fun. And they didn't complain of a hangover. Chog, we're close to workaround co-ops yet. No, I don't think we're close to workaround co-ops. And Qantas is a borderline criminal enterprise at the moment. Oh God, it's just hilarious. Of course, Putin publicly says he wasn't responsible for shooting the plane down because that's a crime. But yeah, he obviously is. Nook, do you not have a sleep schedule? I actually have a pretty rigorous sleep schedule. Friday night, party night is what usually blows it out. I don't know, I might be up a bit later. I usually am getting ready to go to bed at 10 o'clock. I'm an old man. So Strixie drinks soda water at the end of the night. Yeah. Hydration is really important. Yes, they. It was a bit of a comedy act, wasn't it? Yes. Yeah, I think there's a common opinion here that Qantas friggin' suck. I tell you what I'm going to try. I was talking about tasting things. I've had this. This is a blood orange liqueur I've been making. It's been in here, I don't know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, trying to get some flavor happening. The Wagner boss's plane wasn't shot down, fell out of window. You sure it didn't hang itself in a cellar? That's another thing Putin critics end up doing. I am going to have a little taste of this blood orange liqueur. It smells orangey. Just a little taste. Ooh, it's quite thick. Okay. It's very sweet. Okay. Let's give this a taste. Do I like what it's doing? Taste test. And that could probably do with being diluted a little. It's really syrupy sweet. It's really strong. All right, I might, when I strain that out, actually, it's probably worth doing now. But I think I might strain it out, see what the volume is, and maybe add 10% water and see what that does. Justin, I hear US Airlines are pretty bad. I talked about that, Noog, the Sad Oligarch podcast. Yes, I haven't listened to it yet, but yeah, someone just decided to investigate all the oligarchs who died after criticizing Putin. You know, they went out windows or were found hanged in cellars, and it's like they were all so sad after criticizing Putin, they just had to end it all. It's like, Jesus Christ. The guy's fucking ruthless. And I think if Sophie asked, is he insane? No, he's not insane. He's ruthless. And would you diagnose him as sociopath? I don't know. I mean, even professional psychologists will say you shouldn't diagnose someone remotely, no matter how tempting it is. You say at the very least, Putin is ruthless and amoral. There's probably a couple of those. They fell downstairs so hard and landed on bullets so heavily that the bullets went right through them. That's suspiciously good timing, Safa. Ukraine 2013, Crimea 2019. Then you got out. Noog, you actually listened to one on the Battle of Crecy, Lions Led by Donkeys. Okay. I got into it because of a Warren Ellis comic on it, told from the point of view of a very profane English soldier. He's just swearing all the way through it and saying how much he hates everyone. But it pulls out some really interesting historical facts, namely the English longbowman they would train, like, I think they were required to train after church every Sunday. And they did not train to hit targets. They just trained to shoot specific ranges. Because the whole idea of the longbowman is not one guy trying to hit something. There's a whole bunch of them in ranks, and they practice the angle and the draw to go. And it's like, 50 yards, and they've got to do the right. So the arrow goes 50 yards, and just 100 yards, just 200. The range could go up to 300 yards. And we all loved the Trump mugshot. So English longbowmen were just about range. And so their commander, they'd have someone estimating the range of the enemy and just tell the longbowman, okay, draw, target 200 yards loose, and dozens or hundreds of arrows would go flying through the air and land at a particular ranged spot. So it's just, they weren't aiming for anything. They were just aiming for a distance. And if it had been calculated correctly, just arrows would rain down on the target. Slender archers. Oh God, particularly if they were longbows. To draw a longbow is fucking intense. But yeah, so the Battle of Crecy, which is the anniversary today, and like I said, I only know about it because of a comic. The short version is there was an invading British force in France, causing havoc and basically trying to wind up the French nobility. And they got word that a really large force was moving on them, and they were like, well, there's twice as many of them as us. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge. And they were retreating, and they were going to try and get back to England, but the French force overtook them. And I think it was rain that had slowed down the English, because the notorious thing that turned the Battle of Crécy was rain. But the French just made a succession of catastrophic tactical errors. So the English, say there's about 5,000 to 7,000 of the English. There was 10,000 to 15,000 of the French forces, and the French forces were full of nobility. And so, but the English had the high ground, and they'd done this bastardy thing. They dug all these pits and had spikes at all various bits on the hill that was leading up to them, because a cavalry charge on infantry is, every infantry person's nightmare. But they set it up so the French couldn't actually get ahead of steam. They were coming up a hill that was really muddy, and there were all these pits and spikes to slow them and they just rained arrows on. Oh, the French had Italian mercenaries who had crossbows, and crossbows could be scarier than longbows. They could fire further, but it's the fire rate is really slow. They're very hard to draw, so they have to put them on the ground and brace them and do it. And if the ground's muddy, that makes it even harder. Some historians think the rain had soaked into the drawstring on the crossbows, which reduced their effectiveness. Some historians say that probably didn't happen, but the English longbowmen had a thing. If it's raining, they would de-string their bow and like keep it under their hat, literally, to keep it dry. And they could restring their bow quite quickly when it came to push. And also the fire rate of a longbow is like 5 times more than a crossbow. So no one knows exactly what happened, but what's broadly agreed on is in the engagement between the crossbows and the longbows, the Italians quickly realized they were fucked and actually fled the battlefield. And by some accounts, more of these Italians were killed by their French paymasters for running away from the battle. So that was supposed to be a really decisive factor for the French, their crossbows, and failed completely. So the cavalry charge fails completely. They get massacred by the longbowmen, and the French just keep charging. Apparently, their ideas of chivalry, they wouldn't back down. And so somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 members of French nobility were killed in this battle, and probably 10 to 12,000 commoners in the infantry were killed. And somewhere between 50 and 200 English were killed. It's pretty wild. Hey, Mism Creations, how you doing? Doing good. Safa, when I lived in Dubbo, I was not very radical. Kind of like the American right wing is terrified of. University radicalized me. So, yeah. Australia's Gulag. Yeah. Oh, Centrelink is the worst. Oh, Muslim, who was on the stream yesterday? They were just some old YouTube friends of mine who I'd meant to catch up with since before COVID. So I said, you should just come over on Friday night. I'll do a live stream and we'll have some drinks. It'll be fun. Well, here's the thing that I get that you're having a bit of fun there, Dr. Abigail. The French had raised a banner that was meant to scare the English that said they weren't going to take any prisoners. And the English go, righto, well, we better kill all of you. And the whole thing with the French cavalry charging up the hill, their armor protected them to a degree from the arrows, but the horses weren't armored. So the horses would go down, and half the time the knight would be killed when the horse went down, or they'd at least be incapacitated. And then the English infantry, who were commoners, would just go down the hill and just stab them to death. And it was pretty full on. And they just fucking near wiped out the French aristocracy. Chog Dubbo. No, it's not a great place for ultra leftists. And look, and I was part of the culture definitely while I lived there. I'm not trying to. I know it's like you get outside of a place like that, and your mind starts to broaden. Okay, oof, that's really full on. It's very hot, so I'm definitely going to tell you. I might open that and do a video tomorrow. That's intense. Oof. Some water, please. Got my soda water. Oh man, that's burning on my tongue. I did use the 95% alcohol in there, but only a little bit of it. And then I used some regular vodka. It's pretty fucking intense though. Oof. Clear my tongue down. Safa, I don't know what vote Labor get in Dubbo, but I don't think they've won in Dubbo for a long time. So something funny. LLBID was used for a dissertation on the Soviet-Afghan war. In the series, they did the joke of Jalabad dick sucking. I don't know what that is, Noog. What is that? Oh, Chog, Everclear is an American clear spirit, and they do have a version that goes up because I think about the highest alcohol content you can get and still stay liquid is about 95%. I've never seen Everclear for sale in Australia, but there's this Polish rectified spirit, which I hadn't seen for years. And then I suddenly saw it in a bottle shop. And I said, well, I'm getting that because I haven't seen that for years. It's really great for making tinctures because it just really just sucks the flavor out of things, whether that be fruit, herbs, whatever. And so I use that as the base for this blood orange thing. See, in there, that peel from blood oranges in there. So it's like Everclear. It's just an incredibly high proof. The Polish call it a rectified spirit. So it's really full. It's the same. It's same basic thing as Everclear, just a different brand. Worthless pile of rubble worth billions. Wow. Stockpile of worthless rebels of 2 billion after a fall in the cost of rose. Oh, right. So they had some stuff that used to be too expensive to process, but now they're saying there's a lower cost processing method. There you go. Probably a really gross polluting thing they're doing. Just had a guess. Ugh. What else is going on? Oh dear. Sorry. So this headline's a piss take. I need to say it. World's manliest boy, Mark Zuckerberg, combines love of fighting and surfing in one epic day date with BJJ champ Mikey Mushimishi. I don't know who that is. Mark Zuckerberg actually wants to fight MMA competitively? Zuckerberg, 39, going on 12. Not being shy about falling in love with combat sport. Is he only 5'7"? I could hang out with him. So, Mikey Musumeci is a 5-time International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation black belt champion, taught to surf by Zuckerberg himself. So Zuckerberg's helping a jiu-jitsu guy. God, if Zuckerberg's 5'7", that guy only looks like 5'6". I should definitely hang out with him. I'm only 5'8". I could be the tall guy. Chog, very limited understanding on my part, but I kind of agree with you. Moderate conservative, like they got sick of the party politics and elected an indie conservative independent. Oh, Chog, okay. Okay, that is actually good information to know. Oh yeah, no, that was never going to happen, Justin. Zuckerberg would have done it. Musk would. Musk is a pathetic, lying, man-child, baby person. See, Dr. Abigail, I have regularly made the mistake of hanging out with people taller than me, aka the majority of the population. I would just feel more confident if I was with people shorter than me. So, I want to go to Adelaide to meet Steve the bartender at his distillery, because I think he's 6'6", like bordering on a foot taller than me, and I just think that would make a hilarious photo and/or video of him literally being head and shoulders taller than me. I don't know, Safi, you might be taller than me. It's a pretty easy thing to accomplish. Like I said, it's like the majority of the adult male population are taller than me. So that's just the way that it is. Scotch bong, Jesus, that actually sounds pretty severe. Yeah, no, I had these shot glasses for last night, little plastic shot glasses. So for my dad is about probably the same height as I am. Like he wasn't tall. He's probably only 5'8". A couple of my brothers are taller, but not much. They're like 5'9", 5'10". Young Mr. Angry's 6 foot tall. I don't know where he gets that because his mum's like 5 foot nothing. Must have fed him right, is all I'm saying. Grew up big and strong. Ooh, okay. Continuing on my road of tasting. Is that okay? See if the color's coming through in that. It's a sort of a light greeny blue. What does it look like over here? Very clear there. Clarified drink. Had blue curacao in it. Nice. I will be forever the angry chicken man. There we go. Oh. All right. So I haven't tried this yet. I kind of made it yesterday. See, that's my large personality. Here's the funny thing. Everyone I've ever met from YouTube is either shorter or taller than I expected them to be. Because, the way most people shoot, or when you look at a YouTube video, this is not universal, but it's certainly me and a lot of other people. You tend to be looking the person, or you have the feeling you're looking person in your eye. So consciously or subconsciously, you start to develop the idea that the person's the same height as you because you're meeting their eye level. So it can be quite the surprise when they're either taller or shorter. So, yeah. Oh, and I mean, literally, okay, so Trump is literally trying to say he is considerably lighter than me. I mean, he is somewhere in the region of 6 foot tall. He's not 6'3". That's an obvious and blatant lie. And the weight thing is an obvious blatant lie because it was in pounds and I didn't know what that was. So I converted it to kilograms. And he reckons he's only 90 odd kilograms. And it's like, fuck off. For fuck's sake. It's just, it's embarrassing, the posturing with Trump. It's like, you know what? If you genuinely thought he had the better policies, then okay. I mean, I don't agree with you, but you've got a view on that. But the way Trump supporters just spend their whole time in non-reality and like fetishize him physically, it's just fucking weird. It's like, why do you have to do stuff that's not true and is weirdly, trivially easy to disprove? It's just fucking and the way Trump lies and lies constantly and lies obviously, like it's just embarrassing. Like all politicians lie to some level, but the scale of Trump's lies and the embarrassing fucking stupidity of them. It's so fucking cringe. Like Trump supporters just have to switch off their fucking brain. And apparently for a lot of them, that's a very easy thing to do. Because you can't support him from any sort of position of being a vaguely rational, intelligent person, because it's just all bullshit. Like, there's a list of things you could dislike or disagree with about, sticking with the US politics. Biden, there are a huge list of legitimate things you could bring up, but they just obsess about untrue or irrelevant things. And it's like, why can't you stick with actual real reasons? Why do you have to go with this batshit stuff that you do? It's ridiculous. That was water. Now I'm going to try my clarified drink. That's really yummy. It's always yum. Oh man, that's really good. Doesn't taste alcoholic at all. It's like, oh no, there is actually a little alcoholic aftertaste there. But that's got, what's that got in it? Rum and whiskey and all sorts of things. Justin Hughes. Well, I understand why a judge didn't refuse bail. I honestly think that would be a bad idea for a whole number of reasons. Irritating thing, Warhawk right winger Joe Biden. Well, that's the whole thing. What do we call that? The Overton window, where the right, particularly in America and globally, the right has been mimicking what the right in America has been doing since the Reagan times, particularly. You posit a position that's more and more extreme, and so then your opposition gets dragged in your direction, and so the sensible center keeps getting dragged to the right. That's called the Overton window. And the American conservatives and globally conservatives have been absolutely shameless about doing that since the Reagan era, just pushing the ideology further and further to the right. So the sensible middle is also being dragged to the right. It's absolutely ridiculous. But it has thus far proven to be a reasonably effective political tactic. We just see what happens over the next year. How long does this shit go on for? The American political cycle is ridiculous. What's it going to do? US presidential election. When's the next one? 5th November 2024. So we are on like the 1 year countdown soon where they all get sued. The US, that's just another example of US politics being broken, how long the presidential election cycle is. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Justin, I will just repeat, the idea of denying Trump bail is fucking terrible on a number of levels. We're looking at the past of road-colored gooses. Bush Jr. was frightening. Clinton was 1990s. Look, and Hawke and Keating in Australia were fucking neocons. They just fucking were. It's been... Well, that's... I feel like that's the turning point. Jimmy Carter into Reagan. Reagan legalized things that had been for decades regarded as, well, that would be a bad idea if corporations could do that. And Reagan just went, no, corporations should be able to do whatever they want. Advertise to children? Sure. Deregulate everything? Yeah. And it's just gotten worse. But basically everything went to shit in the Reagan administration and the influence he had around the world. Thatcher in Britain. I mean, even Hawke and Keating in Australia, but definitely Howard in Australia. Jimmy Carter looks like he died approximately 5 years ago. Dude's old. It's about as good as a US president gets, really. You could doubtless find a lot of things are wrong with him, but I feel like it's about as good as a US president gets. Because people chasing that level of power is intrinsically evil and creepy. I was literally just trying to think, no, if I could do a mystery thing, and I can't. I'm talking to myself and not finishing sentences. Bernie Sanders, not as left-leaning as Carter's. Yeah. Man, I'm just so disappointed that the Democrats were more together than the Republicans. Like, the Democrats saw the success Sanders was having, and they say, we need to dump everything and just have one person against Sanders. And it was slightly surprising that it was Biden, because Biden, as a joke, had been underperforming. But was it North Carolina or South Carolina where he did hugely better than expected? And the Democrat establishment just said to all the people running, like, you're all fucking dropping out now. And it's just going to be Biden v. Sanders, so we can put all our weight behind Biden. And it worked. Whereas the Republicans never took Trump seriously and didn't think they have to do that. And so Trump just whittled them down one by one by one. And he just kept whipping up the loonies. And the Republicans let it drag on too long, and he got the nomination. Oh, Strict Sager, I would have put a good bet on Joe Biden dying in office this term. But yeah, so he's a vice president, going to be very important. And I don't think there's, if he goes again, I don't think there's any chance he changes vice president. Kamala Harris didn't do anything wrong, anything. A former US president said, once a president, they're either megalomaniac or they're crazy. Simply wanting that much power, thinking you are the best person in the world to have that much power, is fucked up thinking, honestly. So Joe Biden does really well. Military industrial. Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. I think Obama's presidency was disappointing. I had what turned out to be foolishly high hopes for it, and he was just another establishment Democrat. I think Biden, because my expectations were so low, I have been pleasantly surprised by the small things Biden's been able to do. Barnaby Joyce, the most embarrassing drunk in Australian politics. And there's a few drunks in Australian politics, quite honestly. Right. Fuck this. I'm going to have a face-off. What's the time now? Oh, it's already 9:30. Shit. Time flies when you're having fun. We're going to get some shot glasses. We're going to have a... Because I don't want to use the plastic ones. I want to be classier than that. Because I'm a classy motherfucker. All right. I'm going to get some shot glasses. And we're going to have a face-off of high-end Australian whiskies. Just have to decide which ones I'm going to represent. We go 23rd Street. What are those ones? Okay. We'll go 23rd Street. And this one from Starwood. All right, we're lining them up. High-end Australian whiskies. Well, actually, they're not super high-end. They're as high as I'm willing to go on the high end. Okay, what Archie Rose are we going to do? Good whiskey, why not? You know what? Raymond B. Corn whiskey. How many is that? That's 5. Actually, I'll put them here. Right. Bad times at the El Rey. Oh no, there's one other. Okay. All right. This is not going to be a blind thing because I can't be bothered. Hellier's Road. All right. So, state versus state, mate versus mate. We've got Sydney, Western Australia, South Australia, Melbourne, Tasmania. State of origin showdown. Okay. Talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Shots. Not doing it as shots. I'm going to be dignified. God damn it. Oh yeah, but the wild thing, Chog, drone strikes and shit under Obama. People gloss over it, but Trump actually accelerated those things, which is no small feat because shit went wild under Obama. Yeah, I'm now going to for the Tim Smith Memorial Whiskey Off. Oh, Chog, Tassie does world-class whiskies. Absolutely world-class. And they were like led this journey. Okay, so from Sydney, we have Archie Rose. Good whiskey at 46% ABV. Put that in. From Western Australia, Raymond B. Pure Corn Whiskey, 45%. From South Australia, 23rd Street, Single Malt, 46%. From Melbourne, Starward Muscat, 48%. It's darkest because it's been in a musket barrel. From Melbourne, this one I just picked up today. Went to Bakery Hill's new location in Kensington. Had a tasting of a selection of their whiskies. And I like this one most, so I got a bottle of it. So you got to break the seal. 46%. So they're all around 45, 46%. I'll do the glug, glug, glug because it's a new bottle. Love that sound. Okay, so Bakery Hill, Double Wood. And finally, representing Tasmania, Hellier's Road, Pinot Noir finish, 46%. All right. All right. So, which one do I like the aroma of the best? Oh, Chog, I'm not even going for the cast strength. I've got like 57% ones over there. These are just the serious ones, a bit more than the old 40%. So Archie Rose, good whiskey. Ooh, that smells a little bit smoky. Like just, it's not peated, but it's almost like a barrel trail. And some weird fruity note in it. I'm really bad with the words on these. Wasn't really expecting the smokiness. Got a slight smoky note. Okay. Raymond B. Pure Corn Whiskey from Western Australia. Ooh, that doesn't have the smoky note to it. It's much cleaner, sort of. And doesn't burn at all. Okay, there's a very light aroma on the corn whiskey. 23rd Street single malt, representing South Australia. Are these the wrong glass? I'm not getting any aroma off these. This is okay from Melbourne. Starwood's Musket Barrel. Yeah, there's something weird about these. I feel like I'm not getting any aroma off them. It's very weird. Then a much lighter one, Bakery Hills Double Wood. Yeah, I think the whole smelling thing's not working. I'm not smelling anything. Oh, actually, you know what they told me to do? This is how you do it. You hold in your hand. You actually want to warm it up a bit. Warm it up a bit. So we took about, petrol now. $2.32. Place near me has just gone down to like $2 a litre. It went up to like $2.40. Now it's down to about $2. Oh yeah, that's a bit more whiskey smell from that. Okay. The other thing, you got to warm it up to release the aroma. So I'm going to do another round. Hold it here and warm it up. And being a whiskey wanker. Yeah, that is actually releasing more aroma. Let me just go through them, warm them up, and get them ready for consumption. Yeah, I think most whiskey people agree that more flavor comes out if they're warmer. If they're cold, less aroma comes out. Actually, I feel like I'm fucking around. I'm just going to taste them. So, Archie Rose's Good Whiskey. Wow. Yeah, that's got a rye whiskey element. A little bit spicy. I need to do some water to cleanse my palate between tastes. And yes, Jog, COVID and Ukraine, no, it's become obvious the big corporations are price gouging. Yeah, clear that palate off. Okay. So, okay, Raymond B. Pure corn whiskey. Whew. Well, that's much sweeter. Hardly surprising because it's corn whiskey. Rinse my palate again. Okay, 23rd Street single malt. South Australia's entry. Okay, that's getting more into my territory. Oh, that's got just like caramelly richness in it. I didn't hate the first two, but this one's really sitting in the sort that I like. Okay, I can play music. Do I have elevator music? What acoustic, cinematic, dance pop, daydreaming, feeding the ducks, lo-fi. What's this one? I had my editing software here. This one. Honestly, probably the lo-fi one. Oh man. Okay, now that's getting into my territory. 23rd Street. Now, recent purchase, Starwood's Musket Barrel. Now that's sweet. Mm. Oh my god, there's almost like a tobacco leaf flavor in that. Like not in a bad way. It's like and it sits there kind of like a dark chocolate coffee flavor in there as well. Interesting. Justin Johnson whiskey. I will have to look that up. My editing software has some good bluesy music. That would be great for whiskey tasting, but it's not on this computer. All right. Oh, man. Okay. Palate cleanser. Now, the one I bought just today, Bakery Hills Double Wood. Oh, that's so fucking yummy. And that's much lighter than those two. These have some nice, deep, rich, sweet notes. This is like high. Oh, that's nice. I'm so glad I got that today. That's really nice. It's kind of like I'm equating taste with sound. It's like the other two that I was getting into, they were more sort of the deep bass rich notes. Oh, Chog, you've had the Bakery Hill Double Wood? It's really good. So they age it for 4 or 5 years in American oak ex-bourbon barrels, and then they finish it in French oak barrels, but they clean down the wood, like, because the barrels normally are charred on the inside, and they actually clean down the barrels, get rid of the char, so it's virgin wood. So you get some wood from the French oak. It's really fucking nice. Final contender in the playoffs from Tasmania, Hellier's Road, Noir single malt. Oh, that's really nice too. So I got cinnamon, not quite cinnamon donut flavor, but not that far off. Oh man, that's fucking yum. I do love the differences in whiskey, quite honestly. Oh, okay. Now that's interesting. Mild color blindness. Don't see green on that well. The different ways color blindness manifests blows my mind. Because all these things. You like the Zen music so far? Oh my god. Okay. That's fucking yum. It's very hard to pick a favorite because I don't think any of these are the best. They fit different moods. Fucking nice. Man, in a blind test, it would be so difficult to say which one was. Oh my god, they're so fucking yummy. You know what I'm gonna do? Like a fucking Philistine? I regularly do shit that upset hardcore whiskey nerds. I'm just going to put them all in and turn it into an old-fashioned. So I have an old-fashioned mix here. So Dr. Abigail Chog might have been asking, like, if he doesn't realize it's a green light, maybe might have been the question. I don't know. Do. I remember an old, I think it was in a horror comic, someone like sells his soul to the devil for riches or whatnot. And yeah, there's like so the devil or the demon does a deal with him, and it's like, yeah, okay, you can have riches, like you go to the bank, there'll be limitless money there, but you can never walk through a red door. In return, I'm just going to take something from you and you won't even notice it. And the guy says, okay, but if I notice what you took from me, then it's, you know, yeah, it's not fair. And the demon goes, well, I've already taken it from you. Do you notice it? And the guy's like, no. And he walks around and feels there's no pain. He's not missing anything. So he goes, okay, he's telling the truth. Whatever he took from me, I'm not noticing it. And so I'm going to go to the bank and see how much money I got. And he goes to the bank. The bank's got a grey door. It's not a red door. He's fine. He goes in and he takes money out of the bank, comes out, and the demon drags him down to hell. And the guy's going, but I didn't break the rules. And he goes, oh, yeah, no, I took away your color perception. The bank door was actually red. So, wah wah. It's a Black Mirror type thing. All right. So, well, it's an old-fashioned. I think a bigger issue with driving is if you need glasses to drive or whatnot, so you can see like other cars and read road signs and shit. Like, I don't think there's anything on my license that says I have to wear glasses, but I absolutely should, because I will not see things properly if I drive without glasses on. So. That's a really fucking yummy old-fashioned. You know what the other thing I want to do is, oh, that's good. I want to try and do a blended whiskey, because that's an actual really specific skill to be able to blend whiskeys and come up with something new. So thinking of like, pull out some of my favorites, like even like those four, which are freaking awesome, and just try to pin down what do I like in them. So how could I blend them in various levels to come up with something that's a whole new good thing? I'm not super big on smoky. I don't absolutely dislike it. Ardbeg, yes. Whiskey people generally like Ardbeg. In terms of a peated Scotch, I have Talisker, 10-year-old at the moment. And I had that because it was on special. But it's pretty good. I have some Australian whiskies that are smoked, not with peat. They're smoked with native Australian woods. And they're quite interesting. Actually, that makes me want to... Oh, man. That is a good old-fashioned. Fucking yum. Ah. Where is it? It's here. I got this ages ago, and I haven't tasted it yet. Smokehead. So this is like a sample pack, Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. It's supposed to be super smoky, and this was a gift meant to be for Christmas, and they had some they didn't sell. So post Christmas, it was on sale. So I got this on a big markdown, and it's got 3 Islay single malts in here. So, oh god, they're quite difficult to get out of this fucking thing, are they? Oh. I don't think I'll do it tonight. I don't want to really drink that much more. I've got my old fashioned there. Have a proper look at them. So, so this one, rum cask finish, 46% ABV. This one, for some reason, they just call it high voltage. This is Rum Rebel high voltage. Oh, because it's cask strength. It's 58%. That's why they call it high voltage. That's 50. That's going to be intense. And this one just regular smokehead Isla single malt, 43%. So this seems to be like a standard consumer release. This one is finished in a rum cask, ex-rum cask, and this is cask strength, 58%. So dang. Not gonna do them tonight, but yeah, the name's Smokehead. They're supposed to be super smoky. I do want to do a tasting of them at one point. Yeah, so right, I might turn the music off now. Where are we? All right. Yes, 58%. You very rarely get whiskey that's higher than that, because usually the distilling process, it comes out of the cask. It might be around the 57 to as high as 60% out of the cask. So yeah, 57, 58% is usually where it lands. But other things like rums, which the distilling process is different. Like I've got a fucking 75% alcohol rum there. That's a notorious cask strength rum, 151 proof. There's a few of those around the world. I've got an Australian one because I support local business. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm an avid supporter of local business. But Navy strength gins tend to be around 57, 58%. I do have an 80% absinthe. The same people who make that make one that's 85%, which is pretty fucking full on. And as mentioned, I do have the Polish rectified spirit that's 95%. That's fucking yummy. I have to make some more of my brown sugar syrup because I used the last. I actually went to the Bakery Hill distillery today, tasted 6 different whiskies, and I had this. I'd made up an old-fashioned mix as my spiced apple brown sugar syrup, and I added some Angostura bitters in there. And so I had a little thing, and I'd taste the whiskey, and that's nice. And then when no one was looking at it, and I'd just do a little squidge of my old-fashioned mix in there and swirl it in to taste what it was like in an old-fashioned. And broadly, they all made very good. I actually took notes because when Mrs. Angry and I go out on date nights, she takes notes of our food and drinks, what we liked, so we can get it again when we go there. So I noted the classic, smooth, easy to drink, makes a great old-fashioned. Doublewood, which is the one I bought. It's got a sweeter aroma, like a cinnamon donut, almost pear notes in the taste, and it makes a deeper, richer old-fashioned. The classic cask strength, that's like 58%. There's more of a burnt toffee on the nose. And when you drink it, it's a burn, but it's not nasty. And it sort of takes on raisin flavors in an old-fashioned. And then they have a peated malt whiskey. It's got a light, sweet smoke until you really stick your nose in it. And when you taste it, it really made me think of like, sometimes we put fruit on a barbecue, like a stone fruit. It was like a peach, a slice of fresh peach that's been put on a barbecue. And making an old-fashioned took the smoke out a bit. Then there was cask strength peated. It was very mild on the nose, but was very hot to drink. And it had a thing, a lot of scotches get this flavor that's kind of like Band-Aids. I think most people agree there's a lot of scotches that have that, like particularly the Islay ones. But it had a very nice aftertaste, wasn't the best old-fashioned. And then there was a limited one they had called Metamorphosis. And when you warm it up a bit, it had smoke notes. It'd been aged in musket barrels, which comes through. And as an old-fashioned, it was really kind of honey-flavored. And the taste of it sat with you really nicely. Oh, yes. Chog, you know the ones. Yeah, no, it's weird because they've got a name, Jacques Sorrow. Sounds French, but it's Spanish. As I understand it, when for a lot of the 20th century, absinthe was illegal in a lot of the world. There were two areas that kept making it. And that was Spain and I think like Czech, pre-USSR breakup Czechoslovakia, but like Czech Republic. Those were the areas that kept making absinthe when it was illegal almost everywhere. And yeah, Jacques Sorrow, they color code. They put artificial color in to color code their absinthes. Green is 70% ABV. Red is 75. Blue, which I have, is 80%. Black is 85%. I have had black in the front. In the past. But when you put it in a cocktail, it makes the cocktails really murky. So I turned it back a bit with the blue, which is a nicer color in cocktails. It's still really potent. I got a really nice absinthe that was from the Czech Republic when I came back from an overseas trip. It was in the duty-free shop, and it even had like herbs floating in it. It was really nice. I have a fucking killer Australian absinthe, actually. God, now I just want to go and have a taste of it. Yeah, I agree, Chog. They're probably putting more sugar in to fight the hurt. But again, the Jacques Sorrow one is really nice. I've used it in a couple of cocktails. I actually made a sour with it, which I called the Skullfucker Sour because it was so intense. But it was actually really yummy. I don't finish this old fashioned because it's fucking awesome. Which, considering I just chucked all those different whiskies in, the end result was really good. Oh man, that's fucking good. All right. A bit of water, soda water, cleanse my palate. Okay. I'm going to get this Australian absinthe, which is actually from the Never Never distillery, which I mentioned earlier. They were in that article about South Australian gins. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Okay, that looks like it. What's this? What the fuck is this? Oh, that's the grappa. I wonder what's in some of these bottles I have here. Okay. Australian absinthe from Never Never. Okay. Whew. So, okay, this is only 55% ABV. So what do they say about it? Never Never Australian absinthe, made in collaboration with the Van Gogh Alive experience to celebrate the iconic Dutch artist's love for the potent green spirit, made using a unique blend of traditional botanicals, including the Holy Trinity of absinthe, wormwood, sweet fennel, and green anise, as well as lemon balm, aniseed, and hyssop. Served traditionally using slotted spoon, blah, 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 blah. But again, this one, you can see it's quite, it is a very faint yellowy green from the herbs. They haven't done any artificial flavor in this. I'm going to rinse one of these with the water. Just a little taste, because the 80% one just kind of hits you in the head. Oh my god, the herbal aroma, just pouring it, it's instantly come out, all the herbal aromas in this. That's amazing. Oh, It's like the anise, the licorice is always sort of the dominant flavor with a good absinthe. Ooh, that's so nice. Safa, is it going to be longest drink? Kind of depends when Mrs. Angry goes to bed, really. She's playing her Horizon Forbidden West, whatever the fuck that game's called. Oh, man, that's fucking yummy. That just smells so good. Oh my god, that's so fucking good. There's a decent whack. This tastes like black jelly beans. That aniseed flavor in black jelly beans, but it's really it is actually Chog really fucking good summary description. Hippie version of Sambuca. Yep. Sambuca is a very anise flavored spirit as well. Or liqueur? Is Sambuca a liqueur or I don't know. But there's a few things. Oh, what's the Greek one that's got the anise? Brain no worky, possibly because of alcohol consumption. Oh, that's fucking awesome. That is fucking awesome. Oh, I feel because I actually have the slotted spoon and a sugar cube. Because that's the traditional sort of ceremonial way to do absinthe. You put the absinthe in your glass and you have the slotted spoon over it with a sugar cube and you drip chilled water through it. So you're diluting the absinthe a bit with the water. And of course, it starts to dissolve some sugar in as well. And then you have this sweetened, diluted absinthe. And the classic thing is it loosh. Actually, I should say this. Does this loosh? There's a thing where when you add water to it, it goes cloudy. Oh yes, light the sugar cube on fire from the four corners. Yeah, there's a. They actually did a whole absinthe thing in the Francis Ford Coppola movie, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Okay, so we'll see if this one looshes. I know the Jacques Giraud one does. So see, it's quite a clear spirit. If we add water, it should go cloudy. Add a bit of water. Yes, it goes cloudy. It's like when you add something to absinthe, there's a lot of oils, herbal oils in the absinthe, and it goes cloudy. Just a little bit, though. This is just loosed a little bit. My God, it smells so fucking good. Ugh, that is so nice. I feel like I haven't had this for a little while. It was a limited edition they did. And I thought that sounds good. Did not regret getting it. Seriously, everything I've got from Never Never is really good. Oof. It's like I can't stop buying alcohol, even though no exaggeration. If I did not buy any more alcohol, I think it would take me 5 years to get through the alcohol I actually have because I don't drink that much, but I obsessively collect it. My collection just keeps getting bigger because I buy it more than I drink it. So, Chog, better quality the absinthe, slower it clouds up. Well, this one was really good. Nice. So absinthe might be your second next to Scotch whiskey. Nice. I am hugely. Look, we're getting a couple comments. Who's Sam Booker? I have. Oh, I got you, Safa. You got me. You got me, Sam Booker. You got me. I had to say it out loud in text. I didn't get it. I had to say it out loud. Oh my god, that's so fucking nice. Oh, good damn. I never would have believed I'd get into something that tasted like black jelly beans, basically. But god damn, that's nice. Swear to God, if Mrs. Angry doesn't message me soon to say she's going to bed, I'm just going to drink more alcohol. Okay, Chog. Okay. When we say best vodka, as a mixer, I think all vodka does is get you drunk. It doesn't add anything in taste to a mixed drink or a cocktail. If you just want to get drunk, well and good. But I have actually tasted a few vodkas. There is one that you can get in Dan's. It's an Australian vodka. It's called Vodka Zero or Vodka O. I don't know if the circle is meant to be an O or a zero. It's usually a really good price in Dan's, and it is one of the cleanest tasting vodkas I've ever had. I have used it as a base to make a flavored thing as well, but just tasting it straight, I would rate Vodka Zero as kind of the best value quality vodka I've tasted, I think, really. Like, I have Crystal Head vodka, which I bought just for the Skull decanters, and it's worth it. I think Crystal Head vodka is a very clean tasting vodka when you do it. I think if you're putting it in a mixer, it's like on a scale of 1 to Russian standard. So here's the thing: it depends. Are you drinking it straight, or are you using it as a mixer? If you're using it as a mixer, I don't think it matters. I just don't think it matters. I wouldn't drink Russian standard straight, I don't think, but I'd use it as a mixer. But Vodka Zero is just this incredibly clean taste, and it's also really good value. It's not the cheapest, but it's really good value for something. Okay, on the rocks. Dude, seriously, try Dan's Vodka Zero. It's an Australian vodka. Tastes incredibly clean. Just if you like to sip it on the rocks, I would unreservedly recommend Vodka Zero. One of the cleanest tasting vodkas I've ever had. Safi, you want Australia to become a republic? I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Labor are very wussy and conservative. Scared little babies. Gonna drink a bit more, so I'll finish off this bottle of sody water. Oofed. Also, Chog, I'm really glad that you explained to me that was like the change from official Justin name. Because yes, you were being very familiar and whatnot. I mean, okay, this seems like a new person, and they're just really familiar and whatnot. Oh, okay, that now I know. Yeah, that's kind of flattering the Liberal Party light. There's a bunch of fucking cowardice in the ALP, from my perspective. It's like they're so scared if they did anything definite, they'd lose power, and it's just like, oh, come on, fucking step up, lads. Honestly. Ugh. Got my Cappy White Peach. See, this maker, this is an Australian sort of, sparkling beverage maker, Cappy. And they'd made a bunch of these sparkling waters that I liked, and then they discontinued. And they kind of promised, like, oh, no, we're going to bring out some new stuff, and it'll be mineral water. I'm going, okay, I'll try it. that I did buy. They were clearing out some old stock. I did buy a shit ton of stuff at like it was like 75% off. So I have a couple of cartons of their lightly flavored soda water out there. It'll be a long time till I run out of soda water, is what I'm saying. Oh my god, John, what is that? Brown Belarusian Russia. I know the brown Belarusian vodka. Good lord. Oh, okay, Safi, you brought that up. Brown Belarusian vodka. Good lord. That sounds pretty intense. Okay. Yeah, actually, Safa, I think Gopnik and Bogan are interchangeable. Like redneck in the US, chav in the UK. I think most countries have a word for that type of person. Like I'm a Bogan. Yeah, chavs in England, Gopniks in Eastern Europe. Yeah, I feel like everyone has a name for that. Fuck yeah. Oh, well, it'd be really interesting, Chog, what grain was the base of brown Belarusian vodka? Because vodka is just meant to be neutral grain spirit, but you can use, there's potato. But I've wanted to try a good potato vodka for a while because I haven't, and from what I understand, potato vodkas they're a bit more viscous. They feel a bit different in the mouth. So I really want to try a good potato vodka. Do Russian Standard, Fire and Ice, Absolute. Yeah, no. Okay, here's the thing. When I kept recommending Vodka Zero, it's not that it has character. It has this. The word I always use is a clean taste. Chilled Vodka Zero is just this beautiful, clean taste. Because you get a lot of vodkas that have a gross sort of acetone nail polish remover aftertaste, which is gross and yucky. But yeah, as you say, Vodka Zero, actually, now I'm just going to look it up. You know what? We're on the fucking internet. I'm going to look up comparative prices. We'll just go to Dan's. Okay. We're going to search their vodkas. Okay. And we will go, because it lets us sort. Yeah, let's fucking view all. Sort from lowest price. Okay, so Jumping Goat, $54. Mishka, $59. Barebone, $64. Ether, $69. I don't think this is right. I don't think the fucking website's working. Spirits. Vodka. Let's try again. Sort by lowest. Fucking hell. This website's just not working. Lowest price. Come on. Okay. What do we got? Mishka. Ooh. It's only 350 bills. Okay. I think it's what. Okay. So I've had this one. Polyakov. 500 mils for $32. Rushkov. 700 mils for $42. Where's a real one? These are all fucking mixed drinks. Mishka, $40. Okay, so vodka, so Smirnoff Red Label, the normal price at Dan's is like $49. So vodka Zero is actually cheaper than Smirnoff. Smirnoff to me is nasty. Smirnoff has a nasty acetone taste to it. Vodka Zero is wonderful and clean. Polyakov, 700 pills is $45. Same price as Vodka Zero. Absolute is more expensive. And fucking Vodka Zero is definitely better than Absolute. Stoli. Yeah, Stoli's more expensive. And Vodka Zero is better than Stoli. So I'm here just recommending brands, and they should be giving me money. Oh, Chopin vodka is made from potato. Yeah, I probably want to research it a bit, because I've heard interesting things about potato vodka has a totally different mouthfeel to grain vodka, and I really want to test that out. Chalk, that actually sounds like something that exists. I swear to God, someone had that. Chernobyl vodka. That really sounds familiar. That like someone's done it. Ugh. Wait, 10:70. Why don't I just go to my bakery hill? Sticky things were annoying me. I ripped them off. Just gonna go a little old fashioned. Just splash, just the mini one. Oh, that's so fucking nice. Oh my God. That's so fucking nice. Traditionally, actually, Safa, traditionally, the Bulldogs were very weak. Yeah, see, you found it. Atomic vodka. I knew someone had done it. All right. Put a bit of my old-fashioned mix in there. Just a little. And then we mix that in. ASMR. Okay. Atomic from Chernobyl. Drinks are safe, harvested from grains near Chernobyl. Looks like a socialist co-op. That's pretty wild. That is pretty. Yeah, I knew someone had done it. I swear I'd read that someone had done it. Chernobyl vodka. But speaking of that, that's the thing I want to rewatch. That Chernobyl mini series that was done, I think, just pre-COVID. God, that was a good series. Yeah. Well, so that's the thing. Safra, if it's from Chernobyl, it's Ukrainian, isn't it? I don't know. But there's almost no Russian vodka in Australia anyway. Oh, that's so good. Oh, fucking yeah, bro. Yeah, Absolute is yucky. I'm pretty sure Absolute's not made in Russia. I could be wrong, but yeah. No, Absolute's a bit nasty to me. I don't like the aftertaste. Archie Rose's. I'm trying to think. Besides Vodka Zero, do I still have Dan's open? Okay. Let's do this. Archie Rose. What do they call it? Their True Cut vodka. Okay, so that's $55. That's what they call their fundamental spirits. which is supposed to be their like entry level ones, and the vodka and the gin of the fundamental spirits are both out, and they're good. Here's the thing: the Archie Rose True Cut vodka has flavor, which is weird to me because I thought the definition of vodka is it's not meant to have flavor. It's pretty good. I'm waiting for their fundamental spirit whiskey to come out because it was meant to come out a while ago. So what's that? That was $55. Oh, come the fuck on, web browser. Why the fuck won't you work? I'm trying to go back. Okay. That's a liter. What the fuck? Ugh. Why is this web browser doing stupid shit to me? Yeah, okay. So vodka zero is actually $10 cheaper than our truth. Is that Mrs. Angry going to bed? All right. So I'm going to finish my old fashioned and go into bed. Yeah, Chog. I think it's really unlikely that I don't think even Russian Standard is a Russian vodka. I could be wrong. All right, so Mrs. Angry has gone to bed, so I'm gonna go to bed, and I have a bunch of stuff to clean up and put away in the morning. Oh, fucking yum, bro! Oh my god. Thunder, I have, oh god, toffee flavored vodka. My god. Safa, I see that whole thing about out drink, I think is unhealthy and I wouldn't indulge in it. I don't think drinking alcohol should be competition. I think it should be a thing that you do. I fucking enjoyed that. Oh my god. Excellent fucking purchase I made today. The Bakery Hill Doublewood makes a fucking killer old fashioned. It's so fucking yummy. Anyway, I need to make another one of my syrups tomorrow. I'm going to go to bed now. There will be a Sunday night stream, and we shall see what happens on that. But I hope you fine folk take care of yourself. In the meantime, I'm going to waft off. Yeah, be nice to my poor liver. Need to fucking chill out. Good night, everybody. I'll see you all another time. Say bye for now.